Whenever you're ready.
Hello, my name is Matthew, and in today's video, I'll be reflecting on Dr. Durbin's lectures, and I will be looking at my notes from time to time whenever I get lost. Today I'll be discussing his anthropological fieldwork in Oceania. In particular, I will be discussing his three foundational concepts, which is participant observation, ethnocentrism, and cultural relativism. And I will basically be explaining why these concepts are crucial. And then finally, I will provide a summary of Dr. Turbin's fieldwork, and then I will share my personal reflection on what I feel is significant. The first thing I'll be going over is participant observation. Now, participant observation is an immersive research method where an anthropologist engages directly with a community and their culture, where they live among them and they essentially do everything that the community does. That allows the researcher to experience how the individuals interpret the world and basically see their lives through their own eyes by experiencing it themselves. Now, why does this matter? It matters because it enriches their data that is collected, and it gives a deeper insight and more accurate representation of the culture and its norms. I believe it's an indispensable aspect for understanding the complexities of human behavior and social interaction from the inside out. Next, I'll be going over the ethnocentrism. This basically refers to the tendency where you evaluate others' cultures based on standards and norms of one's own culture. This often leads to the conclusion that your culture is better than the other's culture, which this mindset basically causes misunderstandings and biases where you're trying to analyze or appreciate cultural differences. Now, why does this matter and why is it important? To achieve a true understanding, you have to understand diverse cultures, which anthropologists must actively confront and overcome their own ethnocentric biases. This opens and fosters empathy and respect, allowing researchers to collect data and reflect on their authentic voices when experiencing the people and their study. Next, I'll go over the cultural relativism. Relativism is basically the principle of assessing a culture based on its own values, beliefs, practices. Rather than just interpreting it on your own lens, you're actually, like I said before, viewing it through their perspective and getting a better understanding of it. This approach encourages recognition of its complexity and validity of the different cultural systems. Now, why is this important? Engaging with cultural relativism is vital for ethical anthropology as it advocates for a respectful understanding of cultural diversity. Now, what this does, it makes you appreciate the logic behind various cultural practices, such as its rituals, beliefs, systems, and their social norms. Anthropologists can capture that by its intricacies with human life without imposing their own biases. Now I'll be going over Dr. Durbin's fieldwork in Oceania, which specifically was in the Marshall Islands, where he focused on investigating the health impacts and cultural changes resulting from the U.S. nuclear testing and military presence during the Cold War. He faced significant challenges, of course, when in his research, which is building trust with the local community members, which is fair because they're American, it's American, and like I said, U.S. obviously had nuclear testing, and the military was there during the Cold War, so it's understandable for them to be hesitant and not trust him right away. this also led to health crises and environmental degradation in our homeland. Now, additionally, Dr. Durbin also struggled with his own emotions during his time in the field because he was isolated. He felt disconnected. A common experience for anthropologists actually when you're working in an unfamiliar environment. Now, what I found particularly compelling was how he employed cultural relativism to help navigate these challenges. Instead of merely collecting data, he basically focused on understanding how the local population interpreted illnesses, health practices, and healing with their own cultural framework. Now, this approach is very profound, in which the culture shapes even the most basic aspects of life, such as healthcare and well-being. Now, in conclusion, Dr. Durbin's fieldwork exemplifies why concepts such as participant observation, awareness, ethnocentrism, and the practice of cultural relativism, they're essential for anthropologists. His approach allowed him to uncover complex narratives that might otherwise have gone unnoticed. Now, moreover, his work also served as a reminder where the importance of listening deeply to observing carefully. I feel like those became key principles that are applicable not only in anthropology but also in all areas of life and human interaction. And that concludes my reflection. Thank you for your time.